Grand Admiral Thrawn is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, military strategist and tactician. He just seems to know everything and knows how to defeat any opponent no matter who they are. But he does have one weakness, and I'll be exploring that in this video. Thrawn's biggest and only tactical weakness is his lack of knowledge, understanding, and connections made through the Force, and we're able to see this throughout the books and in Rebels. In canon so far, Thrawn only has 2 defeats. One of them was from a very powerful Force wielder who could create a lightning storm and destroy ships and AT-ATs, and he is known as the Bendu. And his second defeat was from giant hyperspace traveling creatures called Purrgil, which Ezra was able to call to his aid with the Force connections he made with them earlier. In the first instant, Thrawn had the Ghost Crew pinned down, and then Bendu created a lightning storm that came close to Thrawn, and he had to move, giving the Ghost Crew a chance of escape. Yet Thrawn was still able to defeat the Bendu, but at the price of letting the rebels escape. His second defeat came when he had control of Ezra Bridger, a young Jedi on his Star Destroyer, the Chimera. Ezra had told one of the rebels that if something went wrong, to call a certain frequency. That frequency happened to be the Purrgil, and they came out and destroyed the Imperial Star Destroyers, then took the Chimera away with Ezra and Thrawn on there. This gesture of Ezra sacrificing himself for his family, the Ghost Crew, and for his planet and people is not something Thrawn expected or included into the calculations, much less that it would be the Purrgil that would be his downfall. And normally he would be right, but a couple years prior to this encounter, the Ghost Crew were wandering out in outer space looking for fuel when the Purrgil showed up. Ezra was the first to notice them, as he heard them cry out a sad noise. Ezra quickly sympathized with these creatures, unlike Hera. Hera wanted to shoot the Purrgil, which would have been a big mistake, but Ezra had the idea to move along with them instead of against them, which ended up working out. Later on, Hera explains that she was told stories as a little kid about wonderful creatures in deep space that would jump from place to place, and that they are what inspired ships to jump to hyperspace. But Hera didn't believe these stories. She thought that the creatures are dangerous, since they go into hyperspace lanes and crash into ships. She even says that she's lost more than a few friends that way. Thrawn also probably thinks the same way as Hera thinks about the Purrgil. Later on in the episode, the team followed the Purrgil to a fuel factory and try to blow up the gas, but Ezra remarks that the Purrgil and the gas are connected, so they change the plan. Ezra gets knocked off and falls into the gas, and his space helmet to breathe comes off. He lands on a Purrgil and is able to make a connection with it. He then understands the Purrgil and the fact that they need the gas to breathe and travel through hyperspace. After this connection is made, the space whales give him his helmet that had fallen and then go on to save the whole Ghost Crew. These connections through the Force and through being nice and understanding is something that Thrawn can't understand, and that is his biggest weakness. We see even more of this when in Legends he underestimated the power of Jedi Master Sabaoth, who was able to take control of a whole ship, and also took control of Mount Tantiss and his cloning operation there. And there is also the Nogri's betrayal after Leia was able to form a trust and bond with them, and showed them that the Empire lied to them and poisoned their world with her powerful skills of diplomatics, and also through the Force. All this to say that Thrawn's biggest weakness is a true Jedi, one that is strong in the Force and compassionate, and not a war general, just like Luke, Ezra, and Ahsoka, and this will most likely be his downfall when he comes back in either the Ahsoka show or somewhere else during this timeline. Let me know in the comments if you think that he has other weaknesses, and if you want to see more Thrawn content, you can click on the video on the left and also click on the circle to subscribe to the channel for more great Star Wars content.